don't want to do the typical hey Matt.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And just don't do your normal thing where you look at me like you expect me to say something, like there's a script in front of me and I have to sit there and be like, what's clever to say back to you?
That's as good as intro as any. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Ryan.
What?
Want to hear this cool thing I can do with my voice?
What?
Hey, Ryan. How's it going? What's
Ooh.
up, buddy? What's up?
I thought you told me not to do that because it makes the listeners mad.
It's a good effect.
Oh, is it? Can I try it? Ooh, I can do it too.
Yeah, you can. You want to tell people why we can do that?
Because we're in a new place.
Well,
that's only half set up. Only half be set up.
Yeah, it's
because
we're not on microphone stands.
We're no longer in your house at the studio that we worked so hard to set up for a podcast. Now
I need to dig up a picture. I know there's a recent picture of it in its latest form.
There's a video of it of when we broke the couch.
That's not the current setup though.
No, but I mean that's close enough. You get the idea.
Not really.
The walls are still the same.
I liked our setup we had going on.
Yeah, well now we have to hold on to the mics with our hands.
How does it feel?
It's weird. So I feel like when like radio events, like they have like guests come on and they have to hold the mic, and then when they're done talking, put it down. I feel like
this is the truest we have been to these mics, because these are stage mics.
Yeah.
So,
but no stage. We're in my living room / dining room because they're not separated by a wall.
Yeah, and I see all that BDSM stuff in the corner there too.
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but
hey, my private life, man.
That's fair.
What's my private life is none of your business.
Are you sure about that?
Well, it is now that you work here, but work from this room.
The term work is kind of.
We were just talking. Did you record all that? Is that going to be included in the show? So they're going to have this long-winded intro of us talking about the Avengers?
No. I only got some of it.
Okay, well, Matt showed me something.
I did?
You did.
Well, you started it.
Well, I don't even know how we got into the conversation of it.
It's literally the last thing on the show notes. Some of the
that's right. Some of the worst costumes.
Yeah, and so for context, when we were talking about what do we want to do for this episode, Ryan brought this idea up in our group chat, and my immediate response was, "Man, that old Avengers movie had some pretty terrible costumes." So if you didn't know, there was an Avengers movie made before 2012, and no, not the British one from 1998.
What's the British one? I don't remember that one.
Some mystery drama romance thing. It's very British. Don't worry about it.
There was a Justice League like that too, where it had like none of the heroes, the normal heroes. I think the leading hero was Green Lantern. I'll look it up while you.
So in 1978, they released a Avengers movie that featured the usual suspects. We had Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and the Hulk, who was famously back then portrayed by Lou Ferrigno and still was in this movie. And so, but they're not costumes like you would see in the modern Marvel movies.
No, they're not. As I said,
I want to get. Can we talk about the other two first before we get to that one?
Well, it depends. Which one are you going to talk about? Which one? Because I was not going to talk about Iron Man yet. I
wasn't either. I wanted to wait. I wanted to save that one.
I was going to go down the list of what's in front of me, and what I see so far is Thor. But instead of cutting off Chris Hemsworth's hair and putting it on his shoulders, like I said,
basically,
because it's like he's got these like puffed up furry shoulders, which is weird because in the Avengers video game, there's an armor that looks similar to this. So
I think that's on purpose.
I doubt it.
Looking at these pictures, and there will be a link to this picture we're looking at in the show notes, but the Thor one is the one that looks the most like it would probably come from one of the comics to me.
Yeah, that looks more like the original concept for him, at least. The Captain America's. I mean, you could tell who it is. You know who it is.
Yeah.
It's just he has instead of his normal like mask, it looks like they just went out to like the kids store and bought like an old bike helmet or base.
That's what it is. It's a motorcycle helmet.
Why did he drive motorcycles and stuff?
I don't know, but that's what that is. That's a motorcycle helmet with a couple wings and an A painted on it.
but this looks like the cosplay like that people put when Avengers first came out. This looks exactly like the cosplay.
These cosplayers did better than this.
No, well, probably some of them did, but this is definitely like this looks like someone like this is my first convention.
Literally, especially the Captain America one, and we'll get to the Iron Man. Trust me, we'll get there. The Captain America one looks like, or I should rephrase this. I have seen better Captain America costumes at Walmart than this costume.
I have one.
Yeah.
I have a better Captain America costume, and it's like my PJs. It's those like onesies that you put on.
Exactly. And like, and to give you context, it's a bicycle helmet with an A and the wings on it. Super, super comic book cartoony. And then it's just like a jumpsuit, like a vinyl, or not even vinyl, like morph suit type jumpsuit with the star and the stripes on it.
Oh man, Nick Fury. This is actually a real photo of Nick Fury from this.
He was in it, yeah.
Boy, it's a nerd wearing his glasses with a eye patch behind the glasses.
Oh God,
like, here,
really?
I pulled a photo up of it, but like that looks like the most unthreatening Nick Fury I've ever seen. This is a guy that leads an organization of superheroes, and yet he looks like he's there to do their taxes for them.
Your thing has more pictures than mine does.
Well, I just Googled the Avengers 1978 and looked at the images, and
I didn't know Hawkeye and Black Widow were in it too. I guess that makes sense.
That's not that Hawkeye. There is not. That can't be from that. That looks like that's from MASH. That's just the guy. That's Hawkeye from MASH. That's that dude's actual name.
Oh, okay.
In MASH.
That makes more sense.
I don't know if that's a real Black Widow. I don't.
These pictures will be in the.
It all looks like it could be real and disappointing at the same time.
I hate this.
But like, do you want to talk about? I mean, since we're talking about the worst costumes for characters in history, do you want to talk about this Iron Man?
No. After all this build up, I don't want to talk about the Iron Man costume. Of course I do. Of course I do, Ryan. Tell me about the Iron Man costume.
I see what I can say for the other characters. At least they all kind of hit the mark. Like you could still tell who it is.
Yeah.
If that was walking down the street, there's no way you could convince me that was
Danger,
someone.
Will Robinson. Danger.
That's what it looks exactly like. Just a robot.
Not the cool new one.
There's a cool new one.
Have you not seen the new Lost in Space show?
Mm-mm.
Great effects. Story's pretty good for most of it. But it's definitely like some of these story elements definitely show their age.
We just started watching Firefly yesterday too.
Oh, really?
Started the first episode.
Have either of you guys not seen it?
Robin and I didn't. We didn't make it to the first one yet because last night we were
such a good show.
We were so dead tired. Like I was falling asleep while we were just watching some kind of YouTube video. So she's like, "Is this not time for this?" I was like, "No, it's not time for this."
It's such a good show.
But she's like, she even says like, it looks like it takes a long time to start up.
But it does take its time.
Look, let's look. The best way to explain, if anyone you've seen Spy Kids, obviously, it looks
Who
like
hasn't seen Spy Kids?
It looks like a thumb.
It does.
Inside of a plastic shell. Like it looks like it looks like a hazmat suit for the thumbs. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like because it's got like. It's got its look.
I hate how accurate that is.
Because it looks like a missile, but then on the side of it, it has.
Is that what they're going for?
I think so because he flies through things. I guess.
Oh my God!
Instead of punching, he just rams his head through.
Oh my God!
But then look, because you see the bottom there, it has 5 square things at the bottom of where the mask is to be like the breathing tubes, and then his eye hole. Is just it looks like what they did is they went to a baseball field where they got Captain America's helmet, put it on there, drew a shape of like one of the diamonds one of the bases, and then cut it out. That's what it looks like. It looks that's what happens Clue, right? That's his name. That's who works in the nuclear reactor for making all of the things.
I hate this so much.
Well, if you hate that, let me take you back. You remember since we're talking about 1978. The Avengers was not the only.
Oh, I didn't want to open up Steam. This is gonna not be great.
Gonna get flooded with messages. Also in the 1970s, 1977, the Justice League had a.
They beat Avengers. It was
a
that
TV
generation.
Show. Yeah, it was a TV show. But this isn't a good Justice League.
Do you say is or isn't?
Isn't a good Justice League. This is so look, I'll give you some backstory because I know the backstory of this one. The show premiered on TV, was immediately canned after its pilot, and we never got the answers to what happens afterwards. But we do see like the setup for one of these characters. I don't remember her name, but she's a character who has ice powers.
Storm.
No, so that's a Marvel character.
Iceman.
No, it's a woman, but close enough.
Mr. Freeze.
No, but good try. This
Dr. Cold.
actually, weirdly enough, that might be it.
Oh, really?
That might be it. Something like that. Here, let me just show you the image.
So tell me some of the characters that were in this Justice League,
So,
other than this one.
like the plot of this was like the Justice League were trying to save the world, obviously, as they do. You had Flash, the Green Lantern.
I thought you were about to say the Grinch.
Wait till you see this character. You'll say it's like the female Grinch. I don't know who this other girl is, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be Poison Ivy. At least that's what she looks like. And then there's the Atom. And then there's this Ice Woman who she starts out as like the Jubilee of like the X-Men for like equivalent to the Justice League is, and she's gaining powers. She ends up saving the city because New York's about to get destroyed by a tsunami, and she freezes the tsunami, but then they stop it there. So if that was to melt, right? Because if that ice would melt, that tsunami's still coming down.
How did they portray that in 1977 on a cheap TV show?
I don't know, man. Let me show you their costumes, and then you tell me.
No,
you tell me. What?
It's all just spandex and foam.
Yeah, but
that's
look
Elsa
at, like,
on the right.
That's what she looks like. But Green Lantern's not even really green. He is a teal color.
Oh, he's the blue one?
Yeah, he's a teal color.
Why?
I don't know, man. Because, and see, what's weird though is they got the design right. It does look like him. It's also teal. It's like a teal bluish color.
I hate it. Why didn't they just call him the Teal Lantern then?
Because those lanterns didn't exist yet. Man, let me see if I can find
what, like, I mean, I know the answer to the question I'm about to ask. What prompts these things?
They were
money.
Yeah, pretty much money.
Yeah.
It's boy, what a show. But
kind of interesting actually. That's like 77 to 78 was a time when the popularity of comics caused movies and stuff to be made. But then in 2008 to 2012 era, and even to now, it was the other way around. Is that movies caused comics to get really popular? Kind of funny.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, like at this time, I don't remember. No, Super Friends would have been afterwards. So like Super Friends and all that, which was like a good cartoon series of DC, like at the time of the 70s though, when this show was going on, they had this. They had Superman, like the original Superman. They had the original Wonder Woman. They had Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
They had options. They could
hold on.
They could have filled them all up.
Don't go talking about the Adam West Batman like it's some marvel of costumes. It was good writing.
It was a great costume for what it was.
It was spandex.
That scene where he's in his bat costume, but he's also, instead of wearing the underwear, he's just wearing swim trunks while he dance surfs. That was come on.
I like the gif of him running with a bomb.
Oh, that's from the movie.
Is it?
Yeah. I watched that movie so many times.
Here's what I want. So, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking a little bit about Spider-Man later, I think. Mm-hmm. I want, and we previously talked about the upcoming Spider-Man and Doctor Strange stuff. I want, instead of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I want Adam West's Batman in this Spider-Man movie. Is that too much to ask?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're different universes.
Listen, Marvel made it work with Sony. Make it work with Warner Brothers.
Well, that's because Spider-Man's a Marvel character. Batman's a DC character. It would never happen.
I don't care. I want it, Ryan.
All right, how about this? Put it on Twitter.
Okay.
Then share it to WB and Sony because they're the ones that are going to have a thing. And just try to see if you can get petitions on that petition.org. If you get enough signatures, maybe they'll make your stupid Batman Spider-Man movie.
I want it so. Oh, wait. No.
Whoa.
That means if I do this and it takes off, we could potentially get a Batman Spider-Man movie.
A Batman Spider-Man
Do you mean
movie?
Batman Spider-Man?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Batman Spider-Man
I
is?
don't. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh my god. It's videos, so don't bother looking up right now. I will show you after we record, and I will put a link in the show notes. Spectacular.
I don't understand. How are you saying it?
Batman Spider-Man.
Like BAA man.
BAMAN and PIDER.
Oh, so you just take the T and the S away from it?
Batman Spider-Man.
Batman Spider-Man. That's an interesting.
It's a classic.
Well, real quick, can we go back to like the Avengers in 1978?
We can. I lied.
I mentioned it earlier, but this is kind of funny that Hulk, who had his TV show,
Yeah.
and
which was very popular.
Yeah, but now you can see proof Hulk can start any cinematic universe because he started this Justice League cinematic universe. Because I'm assuming
Justice League.
I mean, Marvel, Avengers. Where are we?
He didn't though.
What time are we?
Iron Man did.
No, Hulk did.
Iron Man came up
Hulk
before.
was first.
Nope.
They consider Hulk in the timeline first.
Okay, timeline wise,
Well,
release wise.
It's my world, Matt. Let me do it.
I'm not living in it. You know I'm too powerful for that.
Well, real quick, since we were talking about bad suits, if we're going to talk about bad suits, we got to talk about Japanese Spider-Man. Have you ever seen Japanese Spider-Man?
No.
Japanese Spider-Man was just Spider-Man that takes place in Japan.
Yeah.
He had...
I want to know how they made that tsunami in New York look.
Real quick, while I explain this, you Google it and try to listen to me at the same time. So Japanese Spider-Man his suit was in a communicator watch. It was basically Power Rangers, but they used Spider-Man and instead of the Power Rangers. But there was a watch that had the suit. He'd push a button, the suit flies out of the watch. He puts the suit on. He had one thing around his wrist that shot spider webs, but instead of webs, it was just rope. Just a rope. And he would throw it. Oh, and then he had a giant mech suit that he would fight in the middle of Japan, in Tokyo. He would fight giant monsters, as you would see like with Megazords and stuff from Power Rangers. It was Japanese. The Japanese loved their Power Rangers, so they thought they could do anything with it. That's how they made a joke about it in Japanese Batman. In the Japanese Batman.
Did they really?
Yeah, because in the animated Batman film, it's called Batman Ninja.
Oh, I've heard about that.
All of his DC villains and Batman had a giant mech suits made out of like different like Japanese architecture, and they would fight each other.
I mean, if it worked for him, I guess.
Let me see. I'll find Japanese.
I searched Justice League show 1997 tsunami. Also, it was 97, not 77. Did you say 97?
I think I said 77.
Okay. Same year as Star Wars. It was 97, but I searched Justice League show 1997 tsunami. There's the picture of them all running that you showed me. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of pictures of like the cartoon and comic Justice League. There's one picture of the new Cyborg. There is a picture from the Double Dragon animated series, and that's it. Wow. Google gave me no other results
because nobody's looking.
There's
for
less than a page worth of images here.
Wow,
I've never seen that before.
How many pages of Japanese Spider-Man are there?
Be careful.
There are many.
Be careful what you look for.
Yeah, that's Japanese Spider-Man.
I hate it.
There's his mech suit. He has his.
I lied. There are two Double Dragon pictures, which I guess makes the name make sense.
What is Double Dragon?
How am I supposed to know?
Well, do you remember anything of the original Michael Keaton Batman? Do you remember anything from it?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Do you remember the suit in that?
The nipples, right?
No. Well, yeah, I think it had nipples.
Or was that the George Clooney one?
No, that was anything. It was all Schumacher, so that would have been. Well, no, yeah, that would have been
Clooney,
Schumacher
because he had the bat credit card. I remember that part.
Yeah, there was Clooney, his bat suit, and then there was
Michael Keaton was in the good ones.
Yeah, but I'm talking, but Michael Keaton was the good ones. That was the suit I was trying to bring up with like the yellow bat symbol. I was going to ask your opinion on that.
I like it,
but
it was good, especially for what 80. What year? 80 something?
89, right?
I think so.
Batman 89.
The Tim Burton ones,
Mm-hmm.
the two Tim Burton ones, and then was it the last two Schumacher?
Yeah, last two. Yeah, there were only two. Last two were Schumacher.
Yeah.
They had the same Alfred, but
in all four of them, right?
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
all
that's
four
right.
of them.
That's what tied them together.
Because there was Batman Forever, and that was
the worst.
Batman Forever.
I like how Batman Forever isn't the last one; it's the third one.
Yeah, because do you remember
what was the second one? It was just Batman 2, wasn't it?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. That's right.
Batman Returns.
You're right.
But
with the Penguin, right?
Yeah, because it had Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Fantastic casting.
Yeah, and then what was her name? She's
Catwoman. It was she's the heartthrob of the time.
I mean, now she plays the Wasp, or was she the original Wasp?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was the original Wasp.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh. Batman Forever, yeah, that was the Jim Carrey one that had Jim Carrey, Two-Face, and
Riddler.
Who? Well, that was
Tommy Lee
Carrey.
Jones was the Two-Face.
Yeah, but who was the actual? Who was the actor that played Batman? Because he was the one that had his mouth open all the time. Remember we've talked about? We talked about it on the last episode because I showed you the really weird, creepy, sexual tension between her, between the one doctor.
I'll be honest.
And
in my brain only knew of the Clooney and Michael Keaton ones. I forgot that there was a third Batman in there.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is. I'm sure someone who is a lot better.
I think they were all famous. Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was famous for the wrong reasons.
yeah.
But, man, what other bad suits were there in history? Because those ones all had bat nipples, which
and bat butts.
And bat butts, and there was always those uncomfortable shots of them suiting up. But
that focused specifically on like the nipples and then the butt.
Yeah, because the fourth one they were more pronounced, the bat nipples.
Yeah.
But Barbara Gordon becomes or not Barbara Gordon, because she was just Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was Alfred Pennyworth. So she would have been Barbara Pennyworth.
Yeah, she was. Or she was his niece or something.
Yeah, she was related to him instead of being the commissioner's daughter. But she was the only her suit didn't have bat nipples.
Of course it didn't.
But I think because it honestly would have been weird because her bat suit was made by Alfred. So it'd be really weird.
Oh, you're right.
So it would have been really weird.
But why did he put nipples on Bruce's?
Well, I mean, an old man taking in an orphan boy, being the father figure.
True.
There's very
the
sus.
Waynes must have paid very
Alfred's
well.
very sus.
Have you heard the theory about those 4 movies?
No.
Really?
There's a theory about the 4 Batman films?
Yes. The Tim Burton ones are like the Batman in that universe, but then the Schumacher ones are Batman shows in that universe about Batman. And that's why they're so ridiculous and Gotham looks so different, is because in universe, those are fictional.
Wait, so Keaton's Batman
Is the real Batman.
And he signed a deal with some studio to make him into a TV show. So now there's a TV show. Oh, but why'd they hire Alfred to do the TV show?
I mean,
that's kind of
maybe
weird.
He was an actor already. You don't know. He was old. He could have done a lot.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be really weird if like Bruce Wayne just said, "Yeah, Alfred, play my butler in these TV shows." It's not.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now.
You just say it because that'd be very sus.
I like the theory though.
Very sus. You're looking behind me, so I thought someone attacking me.
No, I was just looking at your little camera over there.
Did it move?
No.
Oh.
There's a light on it, and it caught my attention.
Yeah, it moves. It moves.
I know it does. It's kind of creepy. We had some other stuff to talk about. A couple things.
We did.
This is gonna be a short episode.
We did because again.
I like how we just spent 25 minutes talking about pictures.
Oh man, your dad's probably losing it right now.
I know.
He's just sitting in the car, gripping the seat, like that picture of the guy with all his veins popping out on the.
Yeah, exactly.
Just losing.
That's exactly
mind.
what's happening, and the audio's like probably all over the place because we don't
we keep moving around.
Exactly.
Because we move around a lot.
I promise you, the next episode will sound much better.
I can guarantee that's true because I don't know where the stands are.
I can't wait to walk out to leave here and they're sitting in front of your mailbox.
I'll be mad. I'll make you sit down. We'll redo it. Redo the whole episode.
I mean, I don't have anywhere to be.
What time is it? Time for me to get a watch.
Ha 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 ha. No, you don't have to do that because it's a smartphone era.
There's also a computer in front of me that has the time in the.
Yeah.
Other things to talk about. Man, I don't really want to talk about any of these things. Look, this is a really bad time to try to do an episode because yesterday
I don't want to talk about this.
We had an election.
I don't want to talk about this.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm not trying to talk about the election itself, but I'm saying is like everything had something to do with the elections. Every time I try,
the good that's coming out of this election? No more political ads for the next 3.5 years.
Yeah, that's TV related.
I'm so ready.
Well, that's the thing is like I tried to write these.
I can't wait to watch football and not see political ads.
I tried to write an episode. Do you know how hard it is when the whole thing, when all of everything like entertainment? I clicked. So one of the things I went to Variety and they have like an option for you to hit TV. I clicked TV and like the first 4 articles had something to do with the political system. I was like, why? Why? What are we talking about?
It's such a pain in the butt.
That's why I had to like reach down the barrel to talk about one of these things, the Christopher Nolan defending Tenet. I mean, there's nothing interesting really. I mean, it's very clear.
Of course he defends his movie.
But
it's his movie.
Yeah, but like he was asked in like an interview about,
you know who else defends his movies? U-Ball.
Who's that?
Widely considered the worst director of all time.
What's some of his films? What did he make?
I have no idea. I don't hate myself that much.
Well,
you think Tommy Wiseau's bad? This guy does that kind of bad consistently.
I think Tommy Wiseau knows he's bad. I think he knows.
U-Ball doesn't. And that's the key.
That's hard to believe. I know when we're bad, and that's like every episode.
It's always. Everyone knows that.
But yeah, like Christopher Nolan was asked how Tenet's doing.
People say they want bad boys. They got us. We're bad at everything.
Yeah, that's true. Back to this article so I can get it off the board. Christopher Nolan defended Tenet because Tenet's the first film to come out during the COVID seasons. Yeah, like during these dark times, it's first. And
hey guys, I crashed a plane for real. Come watch it. Pay money.
Well, everyone's not shocked that not a lot of people saw it, but worldwide, it's made nearly 350 million globally in 2 months. In the first 2 months of it being out, and it had a $200 million budget. They made their money back.
I mean, yeah.
So that's good. I mean, that's a
good
profit
for them.
That's a profit, right?
It's Christopher Nolan. He'll be fine.
But that's the thing is, like, I don't know how anyone can blame him. If anything, the only thing they can blame him for is the fact that he pushed this to come out.
Oh, he did it?
Yeah, like he wanted it. Like he pushed for this to come out. He was not going to let them push it back anymore. I think we had an article recently where we said like he was the one that's pushing to release it.
Unless he bankrolled the movie, I feel like that's not his decision to make.
Well, I guess he had more of a push on it.
I mean, he is Christopher Nolan.
I think it was the idea is because his films, like a theater setting is where his films are supposed to be watched. Not on our crappy little TV
I still haven't
speaker.
seen Dunkirk outside of theaters.
Probably because it doesn't sound as good. I mean,
Probably
that's the thing is like part of what makes Christopher Nolan's films good is the way they sound.
Yeah. Him and Hans Zimmer, you know.
But to be fair, all the reviews that came in for Tenet were not good. I mean, they weren't. You know,
I bet that Hans Zimmer went over to Christopher Nolan's place over the last couple months, and they would just sit there and cough back and forth into each other's mouths, just so that if they're both sick, they could stay together and record stuff.
I was gonna say, I was like, where's this joke going? That joke took me for a loop.
I just wanted an excuse to talk about people coughing into each other's mouths. Made the joke earlier today, and I wanted to.
To who?
It was unrelated.
You don't work right now, right? You lost your job.
Yeah.
That sounded really mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that in the way that it sounded. Don't put the mic down. Come back. I can't do this without you. What was that? That was a weird way to walk away. What's hanging out of your back pocket?
Handkerchief or not handkerchief, bandana.
Are you trying to bring that style back?
Huh?
Are you trying to bring that style back?
No, I just like to have it when I'm doing stuff for my parents in case I start getting a little sweaty. That way I can wrap it around my head.
You have to cover your face too, right?
Yeah, I have to cover this. We're getting off topic.
Oh, well, you normally have to cover your beard. I'm sorry.
Anyway. Yeah, Christopher Nolan defended his movie. Surprise.
Well, yeah, he said like he was...
In other related news, Mother of a Bully says it hurt Perfect Angel. He couldn't possibly do that. Let's move on.
Okay. Well, look, because of like him, again, this is his fault because he's the one that pushed to have his film out. There's actually still 3 films that were are bigger films that are still scheduled to come out in theaters.
I mean, good luck to them.
Some of them are.
Actually, let me see if I can find it while you're talking about these.
One of them is this month, November 13th, which I think is next week. What's today? The 5th. Yeah,
today's the 4th.
Okay, the 4th.
Well, if you're listening to this, yeah, it's the 5th.
It's the 5th.
I always forget that detail.
So one of the films that I didn't even hear this one. This one actually sounds interesting. I want to see this. It's called Freaky, and it's filmed.
I never heard of it either.
It's produced by Universal, and like I said, it comes out November 13th, and it was directed by this Christopher Landon guy who did Paranormal Activity 2 through 3 and Happy Death Day 2U,
which I heard that was good.
Yeah, they are good. Here's like a synopsis that I got from IMDb about the film. It's like, after swapping bodies with a deranged serial killer, a young girl in high school discovers that she has less than 24 hours before the change becomes permanent.
So it's going to be a better Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
It's called Freaky.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
The dots all started. You could hear the dots connecting there.
I could see in your head like the old Apple dots starting to form.
You didn't even have to see it in my head. My voice gave it away. Like, oh, that's like Freaky Friday. Oh, wait, it's called Freaky.
Yeah.
I get it.
But
is it going to be Lindsay Lohan?
No, but
I hope it is.
It'd be great if she like cameoed in it in some.
Yeah, her and Jamie Lee Curtis,
who is
her mom.
Right. I forgot. They're also. Speaking of her, you just reminded me of this. Did you know that they just launched a trailer for Halloween 2, the remake for Halloween 2? They are making a sequel.
Are they?
Yeah, and they just released.
How was the last Halloween?
Really
Not the Rob Zombie one.
It was pretty good with her because it was good because it ignored all the bad films.
Good.
And I mean,
is it a reboot or is it a follow up?
No, so it's a follow up to the second one.
So in my Destiny clan, we do movie nights once in a while, and we did one on October 30th, and we watched Halloween 1 and 2, the originals.
So
so I just watched them.
Yeah, so it takes place I think after the second one, not the third, because I think the third one is where Laurie's in a mental. I didn't
know she was in the third one too.
I think it's the second. Like, she's at the end of the second one because in the third one she dies, but in the second,
spoiler alert.
So it takes place after that. Well, those are all the bad films. Like,
true.
Don't watch those. But this one's really good because like Laurie has been spending most of her adult life training to fight Michael. She was
for real.
Yeah, because the whole like ending, like sequences are she bought a house in the woods. And she turned it into a fortress that when Michael got into the house, she put traps up, like walls would close around. It was so like you get like the ending sequence is her and Michael duking it out. Like, she's got weapons. She's fighting him, fighting back. She has a cage in the cellar that she locks him in and then sets the whole thing on fire.
Okay, 2 things. First, how does he survive the events of 2? For context, in the end of 2, they lock him in a room and blow up a bunch of gas canisters and just explode him.
Kind of the same way.
They did just ignore it, or he's just not there when they go search it later.
No, so the only reason we know he survives in the third one, because
I know the second one. The end of the second one.
That's how they do it in the third one too. It's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, really?
Like, she locks him in a basement, but like has like a special cage built up over top of it, so that when she sets it off, like she pushes a button and it sets the whole basement on fire.
Jeez.
And burns him alive.
But how does he? What in the third one shows you how he's survived the second one?
I don't know. It's been a very long time since I saw this. Wait, in the third? You mean the third?
In the third one, how do they show him surviving from the second one? Is what I'm asking.
So they don't, because he's like, the second one like picks up and he's in a mental institution. Like he's
back in.
He's in prison. Like it's really weird. The prison that they have him is like an outside room. Like it's outside, like in the playground, and they have him chained down to. They have him chained to the ground and around him,
like the villain from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. So yeah, but they set it up in a way to make it. They obviously it wouldn't work in a normal. This is not how they would have set it up, but like. He's in the middle of the full playground, and around him are other insane psychopaths, all chained, because that's like they're all chained outside, and like they're all afraid, like they're all making loud noises and freaking out, and he's just sitting there with his long hair, just staring down. You never see his face, and like the guy tries to talk to him and brings out his old mask.
Oh God!
Oh, it's great. Well, I think. I think there's one. Oh no, it's a theory. The theory is that how he breaks out in the third one, how he gets out, is Lori let him out so that she could kill him, so she could finish it.
She seems like that kind of crazy. The longer you're talking about this, the more things I'm remembering that I want to mention from that movie. Did you notice at the end? So technically, the end of the first one and the beginning of the second one.
I have not watched Halloween 1 and 2 in a very long time, so there's gonna be a lot I don't remember.
Do you at the very end, right before he gets shot and falls out the window and then gets up and is gone?
Yeah.
She like rips off his mask or something.
Mm-hmm.
And when he goes to put it back on, they had facial prosthetics on him to make him look like he's all burned or wounded or something like that.
Yeah.
What's really funny is as he puts the mask on, you could see all the prosthetics like scrunch up and get pushed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you could see the fat?
In both. In the end of the first one and the beginning of the second one.
Huh.
I'm not sure how much they reshot for the beginning of the second one.
What a great film.
I have then I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know what he's actually called in the movies? Or in the credits, rather?
The Boogeyman, isn't it?
No. Maybe in the first one.
Because you're what they call him, like credited him wise.
When they in the credits, when they say like,
I thought it was just Boogeyman.
No, it's at least in the second one, it was The Shape.
The Shape.
Yeah, which
That's interesting. I just know they called him.
Do you want to know the name of the guy who was in the costume of The Shape?
Sure.
I'm so excited to tell you, Ryan.
Who is it?
It's the most powerful name think of the most powerful name you've ever heard.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. This is more powerful than that.
Okay.
His name.
Why are you having so much trouble? Are you saying
so
wait,
powerful?
Is the powerfulness a joke, or
No.
you actually think it's a powerful
It's
name?
a very powerful name.
Okay.
His name.
It's gonna be Buster, isn't it? It's gonna be the guy from
No, hang on. Stop.
Arrested
I gotta
Development.
compose myself.
It's gonna be Buster from Arrested Development, isn't it?
No, it's way better than that. His name is Dick Warlock.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. His name is Dick Warlock. That's so powerful.
What
Like,
a big DE name.
yes.
Wow.
Oh my god, I love it. Like, and he also did like a bunch of stuff on there. He was like a stunt coordinator or something like that. Like, oh my god, I love it. Dick Warlock.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's real.
Yeah.
Look, man, I had a lot to talk about, but I want to end the show on that.
No.
That's a high note.
Is that a high note?
Wait,
Is he dead? We didn't look that up.
no, he's still alive. He's 80 years old.
Let's
right now.
get Dick Warlock on this show. I want this so badly.
He lives in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's right by.
That's
That's
so
actually
close.
really close.
We can throw a stone at it. This is what
I
he looks.
want to.
This is him right now.
I want to get Dick Warlock on the show.
Dude, looking at his face, he looks like, as like an 80-year-old man. He looks, man.
I want to get him on the show. I want Dick Warlock.
That dude's amazing. He's got to be really cool to meet in person.
With a name like that, of course he is.
Wait, did he come back for Halloween 3?
Did he really?
No, he didn't.
Oh, you mean the old Halloween 3?
No, like the new one.
Wait, the new one is the third one? Oh, they already came out with 2 of them so far?
No, the new one is technically 3 because it takes place right after 2.
I was missing the thread. Did you ever see the Rob Zombie ones?
In 2002, he was you want to know what's crazy? This all comes back to what I originally wanted to talk about this show.
For real?
So in 2002, he was an uncredited stuntman for Spider-Man.
For real?
For Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Oh my god,
the original
Dick Warlock.
Spider-Man.
What a powerful dude.
Well, let's look. We're running out of time here. We got to be quick if we're going to talk. He was so married with children. Wow, this dude had a career.
Dude,
Yeah,
I want to meet. I don't think I've ever very hard and fast said that I want this or that person on the show.
He was a stunt coordinator in Spaceballs and the A-Team.
Oh my god,
This dude's career is awesome.
Seriously, have I ever hard and fast said I want this person on our show before?
No,
I want Dick Warlock to be on our show.
It
has to happen.
He was also a stunt coordinator on Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Okay,
And
he was also the Shape, right? He was also Michael Myers.
And he was a stunt coordinator and the Shape in Halloween 2.
My favorite thing that Mr. Dick Warlock did while wearing that blue jumpsuit is
I can't. I'm not laughing at it just because his name's a derogatory term.
It's not.
Like
it's powerful.
It's such a like.
I'm not joking here. I love his name. It's such a good name.
Oh my!
What?
Do you know who he was in Spider-Man?
Who was he?
He was the man on the roof. Do you remember who that would have been?
No.
I think that's the dude he steals a pizza. Oh, that's Spider-Man 2, not Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
I thought he was the guy who still steals the pizza from. I was like, that dude looked amazing.
That's a weird stunt to have.
Well, a stunt coordinator, and you can be a stunt coordinator that coordinates all the stunts and still play a character.
I was joking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I am not saying that that's like a silly name or something like that. That is a powerful name. That is the only word I will use to describe that name. Because there is just like you hear that name and the energy that comes from it.
Do you know who he was? Do you want to know who he was in Spaceballs too? He was the Vulcan pinch guard.
Was he really? Yeah. No, like this. We have to end this.
Oh, we do.
I didn't tell you what my favorite thing that Dick Warlock did in that blue jumpsuit.
Yeah. What was
Did
it?
you? I'm asking the question again. In Halloween 2, you remember how at the end of it they locked themselves in the hospital?
Yeah.
And there are the glass doors into it.
Mm-hmm.
And they lock the doors, and Dick Warlock and his powerful costume walk right through the glass pane. Like the visual on it. Look up the clip because it is just there's something inherently funny about it.
He has only one credit as an actor. Like he has a list of all the stuff, but they call it uncredited. The only thing he's credited for was something called The Lich, and it just calls it Double Dick Warlock.
Oh my God, he knows how powerful his name is. I want him on the show.
On 2018, in something called The Lich, it just says underneath, it says Double Dick Warlock.
I don't know what prerequisites we need to meet to get Dick Warlock on our show, but I want it to happen.
He was an FBI agent in The Rocketeer as well.
I've been meaning to watch that movie again. I remember it being good.
Apparently, like he's had a career.
I know, and I want to talk to him about it.
Career.
I want to talk to him about it.
Look, man, if you can get his attention somehow, which at this point I think it's only through Twitter is the only way, and you could get him in.
I want to do it.
I'll take the episode off. I'll sit in the back corner and just stare
you
at
got to be
him.
here. You got to be here.
We'll
you got to
replace it with Zach.
You have to temper me. You and Zach have to temper me because I will be too excited. I want to know everything about this guy from him.
You know, never more have we talked about something on the show where I was like, wow, if we needed a clip for advertisements right there, the Dick Warlock thing is probably.
I want Dick Warlock on our show.
That is a clip that you should. Make a clip of it and put it on Facebook and share it. Someone will share it to Dick Warlock's Facebook, and he'll be like, "I'll
good plan."
Man, I'm an advertising agent now.
Yeah, you are.
We should.
Ryan,
but
it's happening. We're getting Dick Warlock on this show. He'll be our first real celebrity guest.
If you do it, I'll eat flex tape.
How much?
All of my flex tape. I'll eat it.
I don't want to make you do that.
Well,
you're my friend, and I don't want you to die.
I don't think I'll die.
I think you will.
A little piece won't hurt.
You said the whole thing.
Well, I lied.
Oh.
It's not the first.
My friends don't lie to friends.
I'm
getting Dick Warlock on this show, dude. Mark my words. It's happening.
Dick Warlock. What a...
It's so powerful. All right, we got to end this.
Yeah, end the show.
Thanks for listening. I'm Dick Warlock wannabe Matt. If you want to hear more from me, you can go to my Twitter at MattRossVO, or you can find me.
His son's name's Billy Warlock.
That's not as powerful.
No.
Anyway, find me on Twitter at MattRossVO. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at Jan Jinkle.
You find me at Red Steak Ryan everywhere. I started now that I got into the.
I saw that.
I got into a miniature painting. Now that I decided I'm going to start post.
I thought you were about to say something about posting on Twitter because Twitter told me you posted recently.
I have been posting on Twitter, but I got mad. I got real mad because there's a show called The Great British Bake Off.
I noticed you tagged them.
There's my favorite character called Lottie. So I didn't see the episode. I got it spoiled to me, but she was voted off the island, and I'm sorry. I was really mad.
You want to talk about it?
Well, in my tweet, I don't know if you didn't.
I meant after the show.
Sure. While I make burgers, you can talk to me.
Okay. And then if you want to find our show,
Do you want a burger, by the way, while I make them? Okay, never mind.
2 burgers in my bag here. Anyway, if you want to check out the show or find more about the show, you can go to Twitter at Pop Culture Unbox or Facebook, Instagram, Pop Culture Unboxing. Tell your friends about our show, yada, yada, yada. If you're listening to this one, you've listened to the other ones. I don't need to tell you again to tell your friends. Thanks, everyone. Bye. We're getting Dick Warlock on this show,
This dude's a
Ryan.
real Chad.
We are getting Dick Warlock on this show. Mark my words. Bye, Ryan.
Bye, Matt.